Hi, my name is DJ Chili in Seattle, Washington, in the United States from KEXP Seattle at 90.3 FM and worldwide at kexp.org. And happy to be joined today by one of my favorite artists and KEXP's favorite artists and Seattle's favorite artists, Lee from Bomba Estereo. How are you?
Hi, I'm so excited to be with you guys because you are our favorites too. So amazing.
We've been connected for a long time. When the first record came out in the United States, which was called Blow Up, 2009, it was instantly a hit at KEXP and instantly a hit for Seattle listeners. And then we had you guys in that year, and to this day, 11 years later, it's one of our most watched videos of all time.
Yeah, I think it's amazing because it's a kind of open a lot of doors for us in the USA world, because we are a Latin band. So I think it was it was the first bands or the first band that come there and make the music and play the music there. So I think it was amazing that we don't really know we're going there, and after that everything changed. More people in the United States listen our music, more like the old world, more like an indie world that is not normal for Latin bands. It's more like a bigger for us just after that. So it was beautiful because it was for both was a perfect way to go together.
And your music has just a great combination of things that really appeal to a lot of people. If you speak Spanish, that's great. If you speak a little Spanish, that's great. Even if you don't speak any Spanish, people really like the music. The fusion of electronic sounds, rock and roll with Latin sounds. It's just like this perfect mix that appeals to so many people and makes them feel good. And I think it not only opened up doors for Bomba Estereo, but I think it opened up a lot of doors for bands that speak Spanish or come from Latin America.
Yeah, I think it was a moment. It was like 10 years ago or 8 years ago. So everything was changed at that point. It was normally Latin music was more like a rock music or like a rock en español, and in that moment it was more like a root alternative music, like a new Latin music. So I think it was perfect because I think the people need that, and also our music is to dance, so people can dance. So you don't need to understand much what is the lyric in the first time. You can just dance. It's like a ritual. It's more like a something really root. So when you dance and when you connect it with the music, it's amazing. And then after you maybe can say what happened with the lyrics and stuff. But was that moment that everything that was like a growing out, like internet, like indie medias, blogs, all this stuff in that moment 10 years ago, that everything grabbed together, and is make a new music and prepare the people for all this Latin music bomb right now.
Yeah, and nowadays you see Latin music in the United States, it's getting more and more exposure, more and more listeners, and not just traditional styles and not just classic rock styles or straight urban or reggaeton. You're seeing indie rock bands from Latin America playing at Coachella, or here I see bands that play rock in Spanish playing with bands that play rock in English. The world is opening up a lot more to both sounds and both languages, for sure. It's really good to see.
Yeah.
Let's start with now. Where are you at right now? How are you doing during this quarantine?
I have to say that it's the first time in 12 years that I'm in my house for more than 1 month. So I'm personally, I'm really grateful for this moment to have time to me with my family, with myself, my house, like routine. I don't have routine for 13 years or something like that. So I'm really like, I feel lucky. I live from the beach. I live in a beautiful place. So I'm really lucky to be here in this moment. So I using the time like really good to meditate, to exercise, to finish my album, and my new album that is, I think is the most amazing thing. We just finished before that. So we are working in all the art and all the lyrics and all the concept that is really interesting, because it is a lot of coincidence with this moment. So I'm like doing that. I'm like in the house, wake up every day, running in the mornings, doing yoga, doing meditation, you know, many things that I normally don't have time to do.
That's good to hear. And I know a lot of people are struggling now, and artists and bands, well, they can't perform, they can't come together. But at the same time, I hope a lot of people are able to take this time to be introspective, take care of themselves, and think about the future. Even after this is over, I think it's going to change the business quite a bit. So I think it's a good time for artists to reflect and plan differently for the future. Maybe let's start there. What things have you found help you stay connected to fans when you can't go out and perform live now? You can't see them personally. How do you stay connected with your listeners?
I think now we can, you know, like travel, and we're in the house, and we are more like, but I think I can say like do more stuff now with the people. I can do more like a kind of personal videos, or things that I really care about than normally, because normally I was traveling and I was busy and I was like in a plane and I need to go to the show. And now I realize, like, for example, my priorities. What is my priority? So my priority is this, and sometimes the priorities of the artist are work. And now I think it's more like the art. It's about the art and about the people that listen your songs, that listen your music. In our case, that is music. And we like art too, like visual art and everything. It's really important to have really of this concept really clear and really connect with ourselves. So I think at this moment is super important for that. This moment is super important to connect like in the real way with the fans, with our art, I think.
And you are doing some live performances. I watched the bathroom session that you did, and I also know Simone has been doing some DJ sets. How is the virtual concerts going for you?
I think it's amazing. I have this beautiful place that is like full of flowers and and birds and a lot of nature. So I was thinking, if I have this beautiful place, why I don't show it to the people? The people need to see that, because it's like it's the place where the art come from. You know, all my art, all my songs, all my colors come from here. You know, so I want to show the people where I live, how I live. So I did the bathroom session in my bathroom, and it was amazing. You know, like my bathroom is like a jungle, so it's beautiful. And I do the other day I have quarantine with a few artists because they stay stuck here in this area. So we're doing like music together. I have one producer, this BC Twist. I have another friend from Crystal Fighters. So we make a lot of music now, and we do a concert too, like beautiful with the palm trees, with everything. So yeah, it's really like inspiration for us right now. Like can show our places more that place, a place like that, you know, that are really lucky to be in the jungle.
And maybe it's a great time to really connect with fans. I've noticed on the radio that since everybody is at home, more people are listening to the radio, more people are writing me during my show or writing in, more people are interacting because, well, we're a little lonely now. So it's
Yeah.
a good opportunity to learn more and see more about the artists we love, and then also connect on a personal level. And we really
Totally.
realize how important art is in our lives, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking about that all this time. Like I, of course, I'm so happy, but I have this difficult time too. Like we are like in the house. I have 3 months in my house, and sometimes you're getting a little bit crazy and desperate. But I mean, this is the perfect scenario for artists. It's like, oh, I mean, we don't doing performance. We don't we don't doing any money right now. That is not good. But I think the next concert is gonna be like in 1 year or 1.5 years. I don't know. But in the same time, you have time to really appreciate your art, appreciate your ideas, appreciate the lyrics, appreciate that what you're gonna say to the people. Like everything what you say, I don't think the world is over right now. I think it's just over the world that we knew before. But the world that is coming is a new world, different that we knew before. So I think what you're gonna say or what you're gonna see or what you're gonna do now is really important. All this time, I think, is realize what is the really things that are important in your life or what you need to say to the people. So the lyrics about after that moment, I think, I hope, just not for me, for all the artists, I think it's going to be like really focusing in to say something positive to the people because it's super important. So yeah, I think this moment for artists, because so many people watch us our videos and our social media, all this stuff. We need to say positive things and say what is important to the life right now because it's a really transcendental moment.
Here's a question. So it's a great time to connect with listeners, and it's a great time to work on your art and your music. But a large part of how many artists and musicians make their money is through concerts and shows.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for artists on how to continue to survive financially, or any ideas on how we should move in the future to make creating music more sustainable financially?
Yeah, I think this is not the first time that happens. I think all the time the world change and everybody need to I say like adaptarse, to the moment. So I don't know, before you sell a lot of albums and records, and then after you don't sell much because everything was media, so you need to adapt to the, oh my God, it's raining. Adapt to all you financial stuff and all the way to make money. And I think it's the same. It's like it's not like it's something like different. It's just like move with the moment. It's for me. I don't have concerts. This is the way that I make money is doing concerts. I don't want to do money in 1 year. So now I'm like I don't really need much because I have the house. I don't need much, so I don't spend any money right now. What is good. But I think many artists, for example, me, I paint a lot before. I used to paint, and I never paint again because I don't have time. So I now am painting. But for example, my really good friend, Lido Pimienta, she's an amazing artist. She's painting and selling on the stuff for internet. And she's like a businesswoman. I think definitely she can tell you how to make money now. But it's more like a big creative and just do what is happening now. If maybe you can do like concerts outside, do it inside, or maybe people can put a little bit of money in, you know, like support you, support artists, or the same. We for example collecting people here for the town, because people don't have money to you know to eat. So we're doing like collectings, and we're doing many stuff for the people. Then after, I think the artists can do the same, like they can paint or they can make music and make, I don't know, it's many ways to do it. But I think Elido can tell you better because she's doing great job right now. She's selling all the paintings in internet and this stuff.
What you said about the cycle is true. So before, you used to sell records, and that was a big moneymaker. And then when the internet took off, there wasn't as much money there. And then we relied more on other outlets like live shows and things like that. I'm hoping maybe now that people for now can't go out and see the shows, maybe that will change listeners' idea about how they support artists. Maybe they'll be more likely to go to Bandcamp or iTunes or something and purchase the music. Or if you're watching a virtual concert, hopefully people will
Can support.
that's your, like paying a concert ticket, you know, give some money and support, you know.
Yeah, the only fact is that people don't have money for to pay the concert anyway. So, but I think at some point everything is gonna like change. But it's not like the end of the war and we lose our jobs. No, I think it just concentrate and make good art right now, because later we can show this to the people and we can like, yes, we can make money more like consciously. The way we're doing is what we want, you know, because I think many artists in this moment have a relief. And oh my God, it was super crazy working, and I have all these people telling me what I need to do. And now they're, you know, like, I'm clear. I don't want this. I want this. I want this. So sometimes the war is so fast, and it was so fast that just stop a little bit and say like, okay, stop it. Stop to do like, stop to acting like that, like crazies, eating a lot of food, buying a lot of stuff, taking a lot of planes, traveling all day, you know, like that life that is not really healthy, that life that is gonna explode one day on the nature or the planet or, you know, the whatever. And now I think it's a moment to think. It's just a moment. It's not like the world is changing all the time, all the time. It was like that in some point, and now it's like that, but it's going to change and again and then again and again. But it's something that we need to realize, that we know like we don't have the power to control everything, and that's good.
Very true. So people ask me all the time advice on new bands or new artists. Ask me all the time the most important things to get your music to the people, to get fans. And I always say the number one thing is make good music. And I know that sounds silly, but I think a lot of people don't focus on that first. So that's always my number one advice, is really make music from your heart and make good music. But I wanted to ask you what you think new artists can focus on now that are really helpful to get their music to the people. What kind of things do you think help artists connect to listeners?
I mean, like, I think more than make good music, that of course we want to hear good music, but it's make, like you say, make whatever you want to do. Like make something that come from your heart, that come from you. Like if it's crazy for some people, if they know this, I don't like that, don't listen anybody, just listen yourself, listen your heart, listen you, because sometimes the most crazy things for people is the most exciting things for other people. So you need to believe that what you're doing is amazing and it's good, and you, the only thing that you need to care is if you like it. If you like it and the people like it, that's art, you know. That can be, that can, maybe it's not like a mainstream art. It's the, I mean, I think it's two ways, like entertainer or artist. Maybe you can be entertainment and an artist, and you can be entertainment. You don't need to be an artist. You know, right now with the media and all this stuff, you can be an entertainer. You can even make good money, you know, because you entertain the people, and this is perfect. Like, but it does not mean that you are artist. So you can be an artist when you have really something that you have, and maybe you don't copy for everyone, and you don't, you know, like, don't try to be like someone. Try to be like you. I know that everybody say that, but it's true. It's true. If you and more like you close to your roots, to your spirit, to your art, to the things that you don't like it. You know, your family sometimes, your town, you know, your school, whatever. All this stuff are really important because I think we are like a channels. Artists are like a channels. We know, like, it's not because of me, just pass for me. So I think that I don't know who is doing that, but it's come from pass from my body and take all my stuff, like what I did when I was kid, what I did, what I like, whatever, and take all this stuff and make art, you know, like. So this is the way that I think the things work. When you say something and it's real, you know, when you see something and it's move your heart, move you know, your spirit. Because sometimes I listen music and I think, okay, that's nice and I can dance, but don't make me cry. Don't make me like getting crazy. Don't make me like the good music, like a good hit, or even, you know, hits, good music of good art make you cry, make you hungry, make you like, oh my God, I hate that. At the same time, you can hate a good artist because it's doing something in your feelings, and this is art. So do whatever you want, you believe, and you care. No cares and other people. So many people tell me, oh my God, I don't like what you're doing, and you sing wrong, and you do that. I don't care. I don't care. If the people like it, people like it.
Exactly. How important do you think the visual aspect of artists and their music is these days? And I mean visual, like the look of the band, your album covers, websites, the visual look of your art. Do you find that to be important as well?
It's depend of the artist. I think it's depend of the person. It's some artists are really visual. Some artists are need to do like they express yourself. For example, me, I need to express myself with flowers, with colors, and even in my house, I take a chair and I put some flowers, you know, from the garden, because this made me happy. You know, this made me. I do this in my house every day. Like I put flowers, and this is part of me. It's my art. It's like nobody's doing for me. I'm doing it because I like it. And I think some artists are more visual. Some artists are more intellectual. Some artists are more like aesthetics, or another are more like just music and like a really musicians and more like connected with all the perfection of the music. And some it's different. It's depend where you come from. It's depend what, you know, your story. But I think of course visual is a plus, because when you have a strong look or a strong like concept, so you artist, I don't know, means something for you, and maybe you feel connected in some point, or maybe you can take something of this for you too in your life, or maybe even if they don't have like face, like Daft Punk, for example, they invent all the concept. They look like a robot, so nobody is no, but a genius, because in the same time, that's a concept is really art, you know. It's more that ego, more that everything. It's more that see my face, just listen my music. For they, it's amazing because nobody knows who we are, or maybe some people, but not like everybody, so they can chill and they can have that's amazing music.
And these days, more and more, artists can record on their own. They can do their own social media. they can do their own art, they can book their own tours. How important is that for new artists? And do you have any recommendations for doing everything yourself? Or when do you realize you want somebody else to help? You get a manager or you get a label. How do you balance how much the band does on their own with getting help from other people and labels and businesses?
Yeah, the same. It's depend. So when you start, you can start alone, like with some. It's super important to understand that we live in a community, in a place with more people. So it's important to have a team. I think it's really, really important, like in every work, in every office, in every project, you never like work alone. At some point you need people to help you. So and everybody's different. Some people is good in media, some people is good in like managing, some like 90%, or maybe not, I'm wrong, but many artists don't know anything about managing. So like it's really difficult for the artists do like managing, because sometimes we don't know, like, hey, many things to do, I'm getting crazy. So I think it's good, the first of all, to have a manager. No need to be like a important manager. I mean, it's better if no, it's important manager. It's more like maybe your cousin, or your friend, someone that you have really like connection, and you have like trust. But it's just like I have a team, and have a good team. I think it now is amazing because a lot of young people is doing great jobs. Like now young people is the best in everything. So now, for example, I really like to work with young people because they know a lot about media, about everything, and they're so fast and can do many stuff really good. So I think it just make a team, maybe can be friends, like they do good stuff, he's good for media, he's good for this, he's good for this, for booking. You can't not do anything alone. It's difficult, it's like messy. You can try, but we're not like good in everything, so we need help. And we need a good team. When you have a good team, you're gonna do amazing art. It's difficult.
Advice. And I think when bands try to do everything, it can be stressful and it takes away from making your art.
Yeah, it's super important to understand that you can be the director, and you need to be the director that you are, but you need to support, and you need to understand that it's better when you work together with a team and with more people, and understand that you are the owner of the thing. You are just a piece of this beautiful thing. It's like my favorite artists in the world were like that. For example, Björk, she always have amazing people working with her. It's not, of course, she's amazing, but she have amazing drummer and amazing girls playing the flutes, and amazing, amazing designer, and many times it's not like a famous people. It's just like a amazing guy that have a lot of fun, but it's amazing, and she can see that, and she can work with that people and trust in that people. Even if she's Björk and is one of the most amazing artists in the world, she trusts in people. And this is because she is amazing, because you need to trust in people and make your art good with more people.
Before I let you go, you mentioned the new album. Let's talk about that. I know you were supposed to tour a lot this year, but that's going to have to wait. But you have a new album? It's ready?
Yes, it's almost ready. Like if we recording everything, we have the concept and everything, and just finish it, some art stuff, visual stuff, and of course the show, the performance is gonna be amazing, I think, because we're gonna have 1 year to prepare. So I'm so excited for next year to put this when the people is ready for more music, I think it's gonna be super, super special. And yeah, we have this album that is, I think, probably my favorite album of Bomba.
I like it. So each album you guys have done, every album sounds like Bomba Stereo, but each album has a different sound. Maybe in general, what do you think the sound of this new record is, or the feeling?
I don't know. We was thinking we produce like just us. I say, Simone, I want more like if we work in the album, just us, like with many producers stuff, just want something more like us, like what we want. And I think this album is more the house songs is what we want to say. It's more like sounds different, sounds electronic, sounds nature, sounds root, sounds I don't know, birds, sea, all the nature is here. I really, really, really super specific with, I push myself to make like a really interesting or like good lyrics in this album, because this is so important to me. So the lyrics are really like deep. We talk about the nature and about the connection what we have with ourselves and with the nature. So basically, it's gonna sound like something different. I don't know. I don't think we have something same this album. I think it sounds different, but you still sound Bomba Stereo. But it's like just new. It's just new. We have collaborations. We have more musicians. We have chorus that we don't have before. So I think that make the album. I work with Lido. She's really focusing vocals and in songs. So we really take the time to make an album like consciously and make all the songs. And now we just like painting the last details and yeah, it's more like what we want to say, like that how sounds the album.
Well, I can't wait. I love you guys so much, and I really look forward to it. And I can't wait for you to come back to Seattle. We can't wait to see you.
Oh my God, yeah. We love Seattle. We We go there. It's super special, and yeah. For us, USA for us is really important. It's a really important country. How the connection we have with that country and with Seattle and even Portland, all the cities, we love it. So we connected a lot, and I hope that it's gonna be soon or whatever. Anyway, whatever you need, we here anyway in the house.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you too. Thank you for inviting me.
Stay safe. Say hi to the whole family. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.